Hey there, it's Dan from Black Belt Ledgers, your chief financial ninja, here to help you level up your business. And this week's video is talking all about transforming chaos into clarity. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you today's video the roadmap that every business owner needs to thrive, right? So it would be really nice because like to have one of these because like as business owners, we as a CEO, we are the chief everything officer, right? We do the marketing, we do client nurture, we do problem solving, we support our teams, um, and we do the books. We have to make sure we all the bills get paid. We are everything inside of our small business. And when we start doing all of those things and kind of bog ourselves down within the day to day, it becomes a lot harder to work on our business. And so today is my job, my objective for today is to show you a really easy way to reset when you get bogged down within your business. And this big breakthrough really came for me and my partners when we started focusing on the client's journey through the business. And so today, what we're going to do is this video, this particular journey is going to be the thing that shapes how we structure our business, how we monitor our systems, and how we can set this up for success, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at this and start off with a client journey. So what is the client journey? So our client journey has to do with the way our customer or the way our clients experience the business. And there are tons of large corporations that really dive deep into this one. And in order to get to that level, we've got to start thinking along those same lines. Okay. So the way I see this is our client's experience is how they start out. And I'm just going to use some words to describe our client feelings. Yeah. So with our client feelings, usually they start off, stressed about a problem. And through some way, shape, or form, our client hears about us and become about our offer. And then hopefully they should then start to change how they feel a little bit. They should start to feel, the client should feel optimistic because our offer should solve their problem. And that we're the best ones for the job, right? So we start off with our client who feels stressed. They hear about us. Maybe it's a piece of marketing. Maybe it's a word of mouth referral. Maybe it's a book they read. Maybe it's a YouTube video they watched, right? So some way our client hears about us and something about our messaging starts to give them the idea that we can solve their problem, that we are the solution they need to overcome the problem they're experiencing. Okay. And so what our client does then is they say, yeah, actually, I'm all optimistic enough where they're going to schedule a call or they're going to interact with somebody on our sales team right away, right? Might even buy a trial, something along those lines. And again, some of these things are your business model. Our client then experiences or they realize that we can solve their problem. And so they move on to the next phase of the journey. And this next one's really important because this is where our client says, yes, you are the right solution for my problem. Let me pay you so your solution can fix it and get rid of it for me. Like, that's huge. And so once the client says, yes, I'm going to buy your solution, they make the deal, and they pay you, that's when you get to work on solving their problem, right? So as we're working on solving our problem, then they agree to it. They may have to wait a little bit, but the next phase here is the client receives the solution. And if we have anything about it, client receives the solution and their problem is fixed. If their problem isn't fixed, I hope you have systems in place for them to let you know about all that, right? And then by the time we're done, we've taken our client from stressed out about a problem, and maybe they come back and have us solve another problem for them. Or maybe we solve the same problem on a recurring basis, right? So the client receives the solution, their problem is fixed, and hopefully they are happy with the results. And let's hope they become raving fans. So this is how the client experiences your business. They start stressed about a problem. They hear about our offer. They start to feel optimistic that we can solve their problem. Maybe they've read some education from us, things along those lines. And they say, yes, let's schedule a call. Let's come in and try it out. Let's buy a product. Something along those lines. And they actually come in and then buy it. They make the purchase from us. We engage the sale. We agree that we're going to start working together so we can solve their problem. Next, we have that our client receives the solution and their problem should be fixed when they receive their solution. And ultimately, our goal is not only to fix their problem, but we've done it in a way that leaves them happy with the results and that they start to become raving fans. And this is a beautiful thing because this breaks down into some areas that we can see pretty easily. There are some other areas that are a little hidden though, because we know as business owners what goes into this, yeah? So I'm going to change color here. And I'm going to go with a gold color. So when we talk about our client hears about our offer, what went into the back end on that from the business is that our business designed some marketing materials and messaging. These marketing materials and messaging were speaking directly to our clients in a way that resonated with them. So we also had very targeted messaging that was focused on solving a client's problem. We also didn't just have to send the messaging, we also had to have something in place that nurtured our potential clients and once we started to nurture our potential clients, we're also fostering that mindset that yes, we really can solve their problem. And here's how we're proving it to them. Whether that's through emails, whether that's through some more YouTube videos, whether that's just a personal call or you share a testimonial about another client and what their transformation and experience was. All of these pieces are huge. And so everything in yellow here is what we have to design, right? And we've also got to make sure we set the appointment or the trial. And how we do that is unique to our business, right? So within this, that's the back end. Our client buys the solution. Let's talk about what goes on here. This is where our sales team comes into place, right? Our sales team's job is to, again, solve our client's problem. And the way they do that is by looking at a few things. The first one is that they listen to the client. And they listen to the client's problems specifically. And we call these problems pain points. And then as they start to listen to it, then they start to tell the story of how the offer solves their problem. Additionally, they also have to overcome objections. So your sales team, they've got work to do. There's a lot that goes into that one step of your client buying the solution. And now, we're going to talk about what happens in this period right here. From the time when your client says, yes, I'm going to buy, and the time you deliver the solution. What happens in this golden window is your operations department. This is where you get to work solving the problem. You deliver the service. You make sure that it aligns, that the solution does indeed solve the problem the clients are up against. And you work in to make that happen. And then lastly, we've got one more system over here in purple. Pardon me. This last step right here, these two steps, this is what's called the client feedback system. And in your client feedback system, you want to make sure that you did indeed, you confirm the client's problem is solved. You ask about the transformation and how things have changed because of your offer. And this is also where you collect any reviews and testimonials, maybe even some case studies. Because now, by collecting this information, we then create a feedback system. I use this information to tailor my marketing messages a little bit better. That way I can find more clients like the one I loved working with. And we continue to put more people through this journey and engineer success along the way with our fantastic operations. Okay? And finally, there's one more piece that our business owners are really concerned about and that I haven't checked yet. Because we talked about the client journey, but much like we saw with our operations arrow right here, there's one extra important department that we need to talk about. We need to talk about your finance. We've got to make sure that our finance department is doing a few things. We've got to make sure that our finance department is, one, sending money where it needs to go. I'm actually going to write sending and tracking how money is made, spent, and managed. You've also got to make sure that your finance department is assigning data, or in this case, assigning metrics that show how well all other systems are operating. And then lastly, your finance department system is to make sure that you are being profitable. I can't emphasize this part enough either, because if I'm not profitable, I ain't making money from solving people's problems. And that means I got some more work to do. Yeah? And so these 5 core systems are so important to pretty much any business. And just to go over these again, you'll notice I color-coded these very specifically. In red, we had our marketing systems, the ones that spoke to the clients and nurtured them They collected leads, nurtured potential clients, and got them to the sales team. From there, thinking back along our journey, this covers all of our steps here in red. Our next step, our sales team had to step in and do all of these pieces. So our sales team listened to pain points, they told the story of how our offer helps. So in this case, they kind of told our story to build trust. And they had to overcome objections. Once the sales team made the promise, that's when our operations team came into play. They got the job done. And our operations team had to come in and deliver on the promise the sales team made. They also had to make sure they did it and in a way that met expectations from the client, had to make sure they were happy with the work. They also had to go in and take a look at this final piece here, which is, again, super, super important. Not only did they have to deliver the promise, make sure that the client's expectations are met, but they also had to make sure that they can deliver a consistent solution. That means that you can put a lot of people through the same process and ensure a consistent client experience and satisfaction from your product. When we were done, there was some type of client feedback system that showed, client satisfaction. And additionally, not only did we check in to see how we did and how much they liked our product, we also took a look at transformations, testimonials, and case studies. And lastly, behind the scenes, making sure everyone was successful, was our finance team. The finance team made sure that our business was making, spending, and managing money accordingly. We also had to make sure that they tracked all other systems and indicated how well they were performing. They also had to ensure we stayed profitable. Okay? And these 5 systems are the main systems that you should be thinking about inside of your business from a client's perspective, right? So our marketing system gets the attention of prospective clients, shares our messaging, and informs and educates people how we solve problems and other problems that we've solved in a way that resonates with our potential client group. Our sales team then takes that one-on-one attention where they listen to pain points, tell the story to build trust, and overcome any objections the client may have to working with us. Effectively, the sales team makes a promise that we will solve their problem. They also exchange money, take the things that need to happen, and next we move into operations. At this point, we are delivering the promise that the sales team made. we've got to meet the client's expectations, but also do it in a way that's very consistent. So we can help, so the finance team can feel confident that we're operating in a profitable manner. Lastly, our client feedback system checks in with our clients to make sure their satisfaction, to check in and observe their transformations, as well as collect any testimonials, case studies, reviews, anything along those lines that are going to feed back into our marketing systems to help refine and target our messaging. And lastly, working behind the scenes to coordinate all of the other ones is the finance team, because they oversee how the business makes, spends, and manages money, tracks all other systems for effectiveness, while still ensuring overall profitability for the business. That way it can continue to grow and thrive like a boss. Okay? And now I'm going to end with a challenge for you, right? So my challenge to you, my challenge for you is to take a look. How well is each system doing their jobs? If you don't have an answer to that question, then I actually have the perfect thing for you. Upcoming on January 23rd at 9 Central, I'm going to be taking you through a 2-hour workshop that helps you laser your focus in on these particular systems. In this 2-hour interactive workshop, we're going to be going through our 5 core systems through marketing, sales, operations, client satisfaction, or client feedback, and finance. We're going to dig deep within your business, and we're going to take a look to see how well each of these are functioning. And what we're going to do by the end of the seminar, we're going to build a crystal clear plan. And this crystal clear plan is going to be for the next 90 days. And in these 90 days, we're going to outline what your projects are and what systems are going to need some work. And this gives you your opportunity to make sure the time you're investing to work on your business is going to be used most effectively and give you a way to ensure success. Okay? So you may ask yourself, how can I register for this? Well, it's a great question. All you'll need to do is go to www.blackbeltledgers.com/audit. And this is so join us for the 2025 Business Breakthrough Audit. The link is down in the comments if you don't want to type that in. But I can't wait to see y'all there over Zoom in my workshop, working with me one-on-one, one to small group. Let's put it that way. One to small group. I think space is limited to 10 registrants. So join us where we have an interactive piece and we can dig deep and build you a comprehensive plan to make 2025 your best year yet. I can't wait. Well, I will see you there.